quite some time, Volvo Car Malaysia has been keeping us waiting for something new in their lineup. But in 2024, that wait finally ended with the arrival of the all-new Volvo EX30. This compact electric SUV is the result of a collaboration between Volvo and Geely, sharing the same platform as the Smart and Zeekr X. The EX30 benefits from co-development, allowing Volvo to offer it at an impressively competitive price. But here's the big question. Have Volvo's engineers done enough to give the EX30 its own identity? Or does it feel like just another member of the Geely family? Let's take a closer look and find out. With that, welcome back to Carsick.my for another review video. At first glance, this compact SUV is quite a good-looking vehicle. Volvo has taken its signature design language and packed it into a small, modern and stylish package. The result? A youthful vibe that's bound to catch the eye of younger buyers or anyone looking for something fresh and contemporary. One of my favorite things about the EX30 is its size. In a world of ever-growing vehicles, this one keeps things manageable. It's small by today's standards, perfect for city driving. To put things into perspective, the EX30 isn't any larger than your typical Toyota Vios or Honda City. It's just a little taller and a whole lot cooler. Volvo's EX30 introduces the brand's latest design language, showcasing a bold, all-new LED headlights design. This modern take on Volvo's iconic Thor's hammer headlights brings a fresh and stylish touch to the lineup. However, there's one thing missing: matrix LED high beams. This feature, found in the EX30's sibling, the Smart #1 Brabus, would have elevated its appeal even further. So, why the omission? It seems Volvo has chosen to prioritize affordability so that the EX30 remains an accessible option in the competitive EV market. The Volvo EX30 features full LED taillights, elegantly split into the upper and lower sections, giving the car a distinctive look, especially in the dark. Interestingly, Volvo chose not to include a light bar. This decision sets the EX30 apart from its competitors, adding to its individuality. Completing its design, the EX30 comes with 19-inch rims wrapped in 245/45 R19 tires. While the rims look stylish, they do seem slightly oversized for such a compact vehicle. In order to get inside the EX30, there are two options for unlocking it. First up, the classic method, the car key. Reliable? Sure. But let's be honest, some people may find carrying a key a little troublesome. This is where the NFC card comes in handy. The NFC card is convenient, sleek and easy to carry, but there's a catch. There's only one sensor, and it's only available on the driver's side door. Whether you're using the key or the card, you'll always need to head to the driver's side to unlock the doors. And as for the key itself, no buttons, which honestly feels like lacking in convenience. As you open the door, you are welcomed by a minimalist design that's simplicity at its finest. The interior is even more basic than what you find in the XC40, offering a clean and modern aesthetic. But don't let the basic cabin fool you. It feels surprisingly open, thanks to a panoramic sunroof that floods the space with natural light. However, under a blazing sun, this feature can be a double-edged sword. The cabin heats up quickly, making it uncomfortably warm, sometimes a little unbearable. Taking a look at the dashboard, Volvo has gone for a super minimalistic approach here. So minimal, in fact, that there's just one screen that sits in the center of the dashboard. Yes, they've done away with the traditional instrument cluster. Now, everything you need is right inside the infotainment screen. I'll be diving deeper into the functionality of this screen a bit later, but for now, let's focus on the materials around the cabin. Surrounding the infotainment screen, Volvo has used recycled plastics, a clear nod to their commitment to sustainability. That said, these materials don't quite match the premium feel you'll find in Volvo's higher-end models. But on the bright side, the fit and finish are solid, with no noticeable panel gaps. While this interior might not scream luxury, it fits the vehicle's price point perfectly, a balanced design that delivers what you expect at this level. Volvo has packed a lot of clever design into its compact cabin. Hidden storage spaces are everywhere, giving owners plenty of room to keep their belongings both organized and out of sight from prying eyes. It's practical, thoughtful, and perfect for a minimalist lifestyle. At the heart of the cabin is that 12.3-inch display, and the display is being divided into 3 separate sections. The top is dedicated to the instrument cluster, the center holds the infotainment system, and the bottom handles the climate controls. It's a layout that tech enthusiasts might love, but I have to admit, I'm not much of a fan. The instrument cluster feels small within the display. Checking my speed means looking away from the road. It's distracting and not ideal for keeping an eye on the road. Volvo could solve this with a heads-up display, a good replacement for the lack of instrument cluster. It would keep the original design while improving road safety. At the center of the screen, that's where the infotainment lies. This infotainment is running the latest Android automotive system, where it offers an intuitive and seamless experience. While it doesn't support Android Auto, it does have Apple CarPlay for iPhone users, allowing you to integrate your phone when needed. But for Android users, simply sign in with your Google account to fully utilize features like Google Maps, which even estimates the battery state of charge when you reach your destinations. And if you prefer, you can also download Waze onto the infotainment screen. And to help out on parking, the EX30 even comes with 360-degree camera. The 360-degree camera is clear and high definition, so that even seeing it in the dark is not an issue. At the bottom of the screen, you'll find the quick access buttons for the climate controls, allowing you to adjust the climate settings easy. For the audio system, the EX30 comes with a premium Harman Kardon sound system. You'll find most of the sound coming from a soundbar that's cleverly integrated into the dashboard. And to further elevate the sound immersion, additional speakers are placed around the cabin, delivering an interesting in-car audio experience. It's a complete surround sound experience, perfect for those who love a rich audio atmosphere. And the best place to experience this sound system? The front seats. Apart from that, the front seats are also the most comfortable spot to be in the EX30. It offers enough adjustments to make sure you find your perfect sitting position and maximum comfort. However, when compared to larger Volvo models, the range of seat adjustments is a bit more limited, but you'll still find a solid range to suit your needs. Over long distances, the front seats are quite supportive, which makes those extended trips comfortable. Even though the EX30 is not a very tall vehicle, the driver's seat still offer a commanding view of the road when you're in the driver's seat. Moving to the back seats, things get a bit cozier. As soon as you settle in, you'll notice something. Instead of sitting in a regular sitting position, you'll find yourself sitting in a squatting stance. It may not be a deal breaker for short distances, but on longer journeys, that could feel strenuous sitting in the rear. And then there's the seat cushion. It's on the firmer side, which doesn't do much for comfort during long journeys. So, if you are planning on a long road trip, the rear seats might not be the best place to be in. These seats are really best suited for 2 adults. Adding a third might limit shoulder room between occupants. That being said, headroom and legroom are pretty decent for the size of the vehicle. But there's one thing that might be a letdown: the lack of rear aircon vents. Without them, rear passengers might not get enough cool air, especially on hot days. Behind the rear seats, you'll find a compact 380 liters trunk. while it's on the smaller side, it's perfectly suitable for small families and everyday use. When compared to its sibling, the Smart #1, the EX30's boot is slightly smaller, but the EX30 counters that by adding an extra storage compartment under the boot floor. It allows you to keep valuable items hidden. And if you need more space, fold down the rear seats and you can expand the boot to a generous 904 litres, perfect for longer items. Additionally, there's a 7-litre storage compartment under the hood, which allows you to store items like your charging cables, keeping them separate and tidy from the rest of the car's interior. Powering this vehicle are two electric motors, strategically placed at both the front and rear of the EX30. These electric motors are energized by a 69 kWh battery, designed to offer a solid theoretical range of up to 450 km on a single charge. Here are the performance figures for this powertrain. When it comes to performance, the Volvo EX30 do have plenty power on tap. It's quick off the line, accelerating rapidly and packing some serious power with the two electric motors. But here's the thing, despite its power, the EX30 feels eerily similar to its sibling, the Smart #1 Brabus. Why? Well, I believe both of these vehicles share the same drive software, and that similarity stands out, especially when it comes to the energy recuperation. For example, neither car lets you coast when you lift off the throttle. This is quite different from the fully electric XC40, where it allows the vehicle to coast when the driver lifts off the throttle pedal. But in the case of the EX30, that feature was sort of taken out, and honestly, it results in a driving experience that's more in line with the Smart #1 Brabus rather than a Volvo. So while the EX30 is undeniably a strong performer, the driving dynamics did leave me wanting a bit more, especially when I much prefer the coasting sensation from the XC40. With the same battery size as the Smart #1, the EX30 doesn't really show a massive difference in range compared to its sibling. After a full charge, the display shows a maximum range of 390 km. But in real-world conditions, you can expect it to cover about 350 km, which is pretty much in line with the Smart #1 Brabus. After driving around 500 km, I averaged an energy consumption of 17.8 kW per hour per 100 km, according to the onboard computer. When it comes to suspension tuning, the EX30 feels different from the #1. It's not just a minor difference, it feels like a totally different vehicle. When driving over humps and uneven roads, you can really feel the suspension at work. The EX30 absorbs road imperfections with a level of refinement that makes the ride feel far more composed and sophisticated. This makes it especially pleasant when navigating Malaysia's infamous pothole-ridden roads. It's a ride that stays smooth, even when the roads become uneven. But it's not just about comfort. The EX30's handling is just as impressive. The steering is direct and provides great feedback, letting you feel exactly where the front wheels are pointing. However, there's one thing I'd tweak: add more weight to the steering feel. The light steering wheel did reduce some confidence when pushing the car through corners. Just like I mentioned earlier, the EX30 offers a regenerative braking feel that's quite similar to the Smart #1. This is because I can't really feel the transition between the regenerative brakes and the physical brakes. This makes the brakes feel a little vague, making it tricky to accurately gauge the braking force needed. But for everyday driving, these brakes are more than adequate to get the job done. They are perfectly fine for regular day-to-day use, easily bringing the car to a halt when needed. When it comes to spirited driving, the brakes starts to show their limits. During hard braking, you might find yourself having to apply the brakes a bit earlier than usual, as the car needs some distance to slow down. A more pronounced braking feedback would make for a better braking feel, not only improving control but also adding to the overall driving experience. Ultimately, while the brakes work fine for daily driving, a bit more responsiveness will make the EX30 a more enjoyable and engaging car to drive. The Volvo EX30 is packed with a full suite of driver assistant features, much like the Smart #1. But every time I get in and start the vehicle, the lane keeping assist seems to be automatically switched on. Now, you'd think that once I've turned it off, it will stay that way, especially considering the XC40 does that. But in the EX30, it will turn back on every time I jump into the vehicle. One time, I forgot to deactivate the system, and as the lane ended, the car tried to pull me towards the wall. I believe this is something that Volvo can alter, which allow owners to permanently switch it off when they wanted to. Now, let's take a look at the other ADAS features you'll find on the Volvo EX30. Priced at a competitive 230,000 ringgit, this vehicle offers great value for what it delivers, and when I first saw the price, I can't help but to think this is a good buy. And with Volvo's latest design language, it's definitely a winner. The EX30 design is modern, bold and really attractive. However, while the interior is clean and minimalistic, I found it a bit too simple for my taste. I was hoping for something more conventional like other Volvos currently on the market. And as for the drive software, I'm not entirely sold either. It feels like it's being carried over from its sibling, and it just doesn't have that Volvo touch that I expect. On the road, I thought the driving experience would feel more like the XC40, but it just reminds me more of the Smart #1. That said, if you're looking for a small SUV with a premium brand that stands out in the crowd, the EX30 is a strong choice. Its compact size makes it perfect for navigating tight city streets. So, would I recommend it? Absolutely, if you value design, compactness and the Volvo name. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please kindly leave a like and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more future reviews. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. If you want to find out more about the Volvo EX30, you can head on over to our website, Carsick.my. Hope to see you soon. Bye.